Good afternoon. It is my pleasure to be standing up here in front of all of you today. I would just like to take a moment to congratulate the class of 2015 for working so hard to get ourselves here at this moment. We have all earned it. Yay. I feel so honored today not only to be introducing the keynote speaker, but to be introducing someone who I've had a particularly close bond with is truly an honor. Our speaker is someone who grew up in the state of Connecticut, after which he attended Colby College in Maine. After graduating from Colby College, he went to follow his passion of teaching and became a physics teacher in Massachusetts. With hard work and dedication, he then attended Columbia University for graduate school, and I'm pleased to say that he is both an amazing administrator as well as a teacher here at Rolling Hills Prep and Renaissance. He has been a part of the Husky family for 6 years. In his time here, he has taught physics classes as well as co-teaching the big history class. He was also the varsity boys soccer coach, and soon after, he was given the opportunity as Dean of Students for 1 year. He has left a wonderful presence in our school, and he'll be a shame without him next year. I am very pleased to announce our keynote speaker and current director of upper schools, Ryan Boccuzzi.
It wouldn't be a speech by me if I wasn't giving out some logistic instruction to somebody. So, thank you, Ariana, for the introduction. Let's thank your class president one more time for the enthusiasm and energy she brings to our role. It's not easy leading the student council and planning all the school activities, and it certainly isn't easy to be the person who has to get up in front of the entire student body every Monday morning and put on a smile no matter what kind of day you're having and wake everyone up for the week ahead. So thank you. Class of 2015. This is certainly an interesting situation. Even though I'm pretty sure I've spoken to you from behind a microphone more than anyone else at this school, Mr. McCormick bestowed upon me the honor of being the last person to address you before you take the next step in your lives. So if after 4 or more years you're absolutely sick of hearing what I have to say from behind the microphone, bear with me. I promise that this will be the last time you'll be forced to endure it, and I hope to make the most out of the opportunity. The truth is that I'm more honored than you know to be giving this speech. Although I do have a bit of regret. You see, usually my role in this ceremony is that I stand just off stage over there, or I'm behind the stage making sure that the right person is going to walk across the stage at the right moment when their name is called. It's me who usually shakes your hand the second before you come across the stage. And it's a moment that's filled with excitement for you, but anticipation for me. Not anticipation to see whether or not you're going to make it across the stage, although with some of the shoe choices, we'll be watching carefully. No, the anticipation's for what lies ahead. Let me explain. You see, working in education for the last decade means that I've heard quite a few of these commencement addresses, but as I planned this speech, I actually ended up thinking back to my own high school graduation. As Ari said, I attended a high school in Connecticut that was right next to the University of Connecticut, so we had some UConn professor speak to our class. It was horrible. Horrible. I couldn't remember a bit of it if you paid me to. What I do recall from that time in my life are all the comments from the adults around me. Class of 2015, have you guys noticed the number of adults coming up to you in the last month or two, especially once you've declared where you're going for college, and they look at you with a strange, kind of silly smile, and you think they're going to ask you a question, but then they just cock their head and say, I can't wait to see what's in store for you. And you stand there and probably think to yourself, that wasn't really a question I can answer, or even an invite to talk. What does fill in the blank here? My uncle, my sister, my grandmother, my hairdresser, car mechanic, person I bumped into at the mall, what are they trying to ask me? Everyone just says they can't wait to see what comes next, what's in store. At my own high school graduation, my parents and family were no different. They made similar nondescript statements, and they were so giddy that I vividly remember asking my mother, are you just excited that I made it to the end of high school? Was the bar really set that low? The truth is that as adults, we say these statements because we know there's an inherent paradox in them. We know that the amazing opportunities await you, but we actually can't tell you what they're going to be. And we know that you're going to affect the world around you in an untold number of ways, but we will have less of a role in shaping that future as you go out on your own. We adults with the silly smiles and the nostalgic look in our eyes really are remarking on the sense of anticipation we have for the journey that lies ahead, and that you'll have less of our guidance than ever before. Thankfully, as Malia pointed out, this class is ready. They are ready to go. And they're ready for that independence. They've been fortunate to grow up in an environment like RHP and Renaissance, where they've been supported and challenged. There's no question that next year is going to be different for them. But no matter where they are, they know they'll be ready, and that's why we all want to celebrate today. So what final pieces of advice might I offer that could serve you well before we send you off? Many of you who know me well will recognize pieces of what I'm about to say. It's stuff that I think all the time, but it's two principles that affect and alter nearly everything that I do. I'm not trying to change your life today with one speech. You don't have to believe what I'm about to say. Just remember, this first one's simple enough. Always, no matter what, with unfailing dedication, adhere to dress code and never question it. No, I kid. You'll receive no more dress code warnings from me or anyone else. Wear all the ripped jeans you want. The first real piece of advice is about differentiating yourself. Each of you is a beautiful, special little flower. Every one. But what some of you may have found out in the college application process is that there are many special, beautiful little flowers out there that are a whole lot like you guys. Now, don't be afraid of this. The future of our country and of our global society rests on the shoulders of each of you, and I, for one, am thrilled that there's so many young people so capable to do the great work that we need. But there may come a point when you want to differentiate yourself from the field of flowers. I believe that there's one acronym that I use all the time that summarizes the best way to do this. Class of 2015, I passed out, there's some envelopes that people at the edges of the rows have here. You guys have already passed them out. They are so good. Open the envelope, pass it down. You guys, faculty and staff, you guys have them on the ends of your rows here. Open the envelope, pass it down. What they have, for those of you that put them on, can you hold them up for a second? So they have a little bracelet on it, and on the bracelet it says, an acronym, it says KWTDWYDKWTD. It's a bit of a tongue twister, but it's a really simple idea. And the idea is know what to do when you don't know what to do. Know what to do when you don't know what to do. And I challenge you to think of anyone you respect or admire, and I'd be willing to bet that he or she excels at knowing what to do when he or she does not know what to do. Be it a business leader, a teacher, an athlete, a parent, an artist. When uncertainty enshrouds a situation, that person is able to calmly figure out a plan, or that person is able to act in a way that makes sense, even when the outcome is seemingly unclear. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to know everything. Quite the contrary. Knowing everything would be boring because it's wonder and learning that make every day exciting. Instead, know what to do when you don't know what to do means that you thrive in uncertain situations. And I assure you that this will set you apart. I encourage each of you to approach unknown and chaotic scenarios with confidence and with a sense of calm. Know that you can fall back on all the skills you've learned and the good person that you are to make the right decisions with your thinking. My second and final piece of advice can be condensed just down to two words. Enjoy it. Find ways to enjoy whatever you find yourself doing. Now let me be clear, I'm not offering the standard commencement platitude to find what you love to do and pursue it doggedly. That's great advice too. But I would argue that that should be preceded by these two words, enjoy it. Your happiness is your responsibility, no one else's. Find ways to enjoy everything you do, and don't give other people the power to determine whether or not you're happy. Besides, being cranky and angry all the time, it's exhausting. I honestly don't know how people do it. It's so much energy to be upset. There's no situation that I can think of where being angry makes things better in the long run, and I can't think of one way that being angry helps lead you to a collaborative solution to go forward. So enjoy what you do. That certainly might mean finding the profession you love. I hope so. I hope that happens for everyone here. But in a more practical sense, It means making the most out of every situation, even those beyond your control. Hold yourself accountable for making sure you have a great time. You're the one person you know you can count on. So, I guess it's all pretty simple. Be ready to find the answers when things seem confusing and have a great time doing it. Class of 2015, you're more than ready for what lies ahead. And if you ever doubt yourself, I hope you take a look at your bracelet and it can help you get back on track. Enjoy it. Thank you.